I kind of created this because I noticed a lot of people in the health and wellness industry were really freaking out about what kind of content to create. And you know that content is king, but you're like, where the hell do I get started? So this is kind of the answer to that. All right, raise your hand if you're a health practitioner or wellness coach. You already have a signature program or service, and you're already certified, but your program, your certification program or your school just did not train you in marketing. Raise your hand if that sounds like you, because that's the majority of my clients coming to me is this problem. And maybe you put a few social posts up, or you started blogging and thinking, okay, this is how I'm going to get clients. People are just going to start rolling in, and then it falls flat and you don't get the traction that you're hoping to. And then you start doubting yourself. You doubt your qualifications. You maybe even think about going back to the 9-to-5 life. Yeah, let me know if that resonates with you. And can you see my screen? Is it still on the same? Okay, no, it hasn't changed. Hold on. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. There we go. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm gonna have to totally redo this. Oh man. Okay. Let's see if we can. I don't think I can get rid of this. All right. We're just gonna have to find. Okay, here we go again. So raise your hand if you can relate to any of that. Maybe you're totally thinking about, maybe you're considering leaving the coaching life, or you're like, why did I even do this? This is such a risk. I'm really not getting the kind of traction that I want. And it's starting to really overwhelm you, because I know that I was in that position. After I left my 9-to-5 job, I was pretty discouraged when I knew I was talented and I knew I was good at what I did, but people weren't rolling in out of nowhere. They weren't responding to my blog posts, and I just didn't really know what to do. Well, I'm here to say, don't give up hope. I know it seems like a lot right now, but there's still hope, I promise. All you have to do is remember your why. So why did you get into this career? Why did you leave that 9-to-5 job? So in the comments, let me know what made you kind of step away from the traditional 9-to-5. Let me see the screen. Yeah, I know, Melinda. I don't know if I can, let's see, present to everyone. Okay, can you see me now? All right. Let me know why you left the 9-to-5, why you decided to kind of go away from the traditional route, and what you kind of expected. Maybe it was freedom. Maybe it was income. You wanted to make some more money. Let me know. All right, a little bit about me. I am Caroline Thompson. I'm a holistic content marketing expert. I'm a big Jesus fan, and I love my golden doodle. That is Julia, the day that I picked her up. Melinda, I left 3 years ago for different reasons. I have now, we're not going back, and it was because I lost passion for you. Yes, exactly. I was there too. I lost passion for the career that I was in, and it started to cripple my health. Yeah, I had terrible migraines. I noticed that my cubicle job was giving me terrible migraines, and that's why I left. So yeah, that's me and my golden doodle when she was just 8 weeks old. Now she's a terror. But I graduated with a journalism degree from University of Alabama, Roll Tide. I just noticed that there were so many opportunities in the business world for good writers, and my journalism degree really pushed me towards the marketing world. I moved to California and realized, okay, I'm writing a lot, but I'm making zero money. How can I turn this into an income? And that's where marketing came in. And now I help women sell and scale their health and wellness businesses online. All right, so let me back that ish up. So here are just a few of my client results. 326% increase in sales in 2 days from one email. I doubled sales with one campaign for one of my clients, and 200% online traffic increase in 1 month. Those are just a few client results, and this text I get, I mean, stuff like this comes into my inbox all the time. This is one of my clients who really needed help with her brand story and her messaging and didn't really know how to market what she did and put it into words. And once we worked together, a day later, she had 3 people pay her upfront $700 per month for her services. That's how powerful this stuff is. This is Mandy McEwen. She's the owner of Mod Girl Marketing and one of LinkedIn's top B2B marketers. This is something she said about me. Thought it was pretty cool because she's a pretty big marketing influencer. So you can read it if you want, but basically she thinks I'm awesome. Says, if I'm going to have anyone in my content marketing corner, it's going to be someone super smart and fun like Caroline. So I'm pretty cool, I guess. No, but she's great. I was really honored to work with her. She's a huge name in marketing and inbound marketing specifically too, and that's what I do. So that was exciting. And these are a few things that content has led me to do that really doesn't have anything to do with my business or marketing. I was able to interview Danny Trejo for a feature article on the cover of a magazine in California. Got to spend some time with him. I got to take classes with Steven Kotler, who's a very famous author. If you don't know who he is, he's awesome. He kind of studies the state of flow and how to hack into that state and become more creative and get stuff done and enjoy doing it, like the science behind that. I got to interview one of my favorite bands for a magazine article. I've been able to go to Las Vegas to conferences, and there's just another picture of my dog because she's really freaking cute. So why content marketing? Why should you care about content marketing? Me as a journalism major, of course I'm going to care about content because I love writing, but why should you? So content marketing is way less expensive than ads if you know what you're doing. It can help you bring a brand awareness to your brand, kind of give you that reputation and notoriety that you need to really become an expert in your field. It gives your business a sustainable foundation. The more content you create when done right, it can really build up, and some people turn their content into a book. Some people just have it on their website and it lives there and kind of compounds traffic over time. It says that at the bottom. And really gives you that foundation on which to build. Positions you as an industry expert. helps you connect with your target customers, because now everyone's saying that content is king. Even big brands are really focusing on that emotional connection that they have with their customers and how they can really connect one-on-one with them. Take a sip of my coffee. And like I said, compounds traffic over time, which means I kind of compare content to when you look at real estate. So content is kind of like buying a house and building equity, whereas advertising is kind of like renting an apartment. It's temporary, you're really not building equity. It can bring in, it can have short-term benefits, but you really want to build that sustainable foundation. Different types of content marketing. There's SEO, social media, forums, email marketing, digital products, video and audio, basically anything that you're creating as content and advertising for free without paying for PPC or paid ads. So how do you feel when you look at that list of things? In a couple words, how does that make you feel? Is it overwhelmed? Are you kind of struggling to figure out, okay, how do I navigate all of these things? Because I feel like that's something that a lot of my clients kind of struggle with. They're just not really sure where to even start. So where the hell do you start? First step is to create a content strategy. First of all, what are you selling? What are your services? What's your program? And how is your content going to feed people through that sales funnel? Who is your ideal client? Where do they hang out? What kind of content do they like? How are they interacting online? Because all of that is going to matter in the long run. A lot of people come to me and they're just like, here, will you take over my social media, or will you write my website content? I'm like, okay, well, why? What do you want it to say? They're like, well, I just want it to sound good. Okay, well, what are you trying to achieve? What action do you want your customer to take? Like, well, I don't really know. I just want it to sound good. Or they'll start posting on a blog or sending out newsletters. And I ask them why they're doing that. And they're just like, well, because everybody else is. But in the long run, you're literally just creating content for no reason. And when you are in the health and wellness space and you're a left brain person, that is exhausting and it leads to burnout. So second step is do your research. Become a social listener. Hang out inside Facebook groups. Check out Instagram, Quora, Snapchat, whatever. Start really studying your ideal customer. What are they saying? Who are they engaging with? What do they like to do in their free time? As specific as you can possibly get about your ideal clients and customers. What are some trending topics that keep popping up in the news or social media? Is there a specific question that keeps popping up inside of Facebook groups that your ideal customers are really struggling with? How can you come up with a solution for those trending topics or questions that you keep seeing? How can you provide value? If you're looking for keywords to use also, I really enjoy this plugin, this Google Chrome plugin called Keywords Everywhere, because a lot of people kind of struggle with SEO and getting lost in the whole technical aspect of it, but it really is just seeing what kind of words are trending, how people are Googling things, how are they wording it, and what they're looking for and what problems they need solved. So a good keyword tool is Keywords Everywhere. You can just download it from Google Chrome. It's a plugin. All you do is every time you Google something, it pops up in the right-hand side of your screen in that white space and gives you all the keywords that are ranking for that particular phrase that you Google, for every time you Google it. And it's super convenient and easy to navigate. So that's a really good tool. And it is pouring outside. So if you hear that, today is not my day. So the next step is to organize your thoughts. All of that research that you did, you need to organize it in a coherent way. So that's where your content calendar comes in, the one that I sent you guys. And you kind of choose which platforms you want to focus on. Don't get too caught up in being everywhere at once. A lot of how-to articles will tell you, well, you need to be here and you need to do this. You need to start a YouTube channel. You need to be on Snapchat. You need to do this. But choose 2 platforms that you really want to focus on and you really want to create content with, and focus on those for now. You can start repurposing and sharing stuff from those platforms later and branching out, but just right now, because you're kind of in that stage where content is this big, scary monster that you're trying to tame, just focus on 2 that you enjoy and that you know you've had success with. You found your customers on those platforms. And then organize your thoughts into that content calendar. And the best way, I always tell people to come up with a list of content ideas or themes for that month. Maybe once a week, to have a different theme based on what you're selling, what you're trying to advertise, and what kind of holidays are happening around that time. That can really give you a good outline to plan things out. All right, the next step is to create and automate. You can start with the biggest piece of content, a blog post or a video. What I like to do is I do it backwards. I totally do it backwards, because what I tell people to do is to break up that big piece of content, start out with that, do a blog post once a week, and then cut that up and break it into smaller pieces of content for your social media. That's a great way to get started as a beginner. That's what I usually tell people to do. I do it backwards. I create like an Instagram post and give like a list of tips or steps that they can follow for the beginning of the week. And then I use that piece of content as my outline for a blog post or a video, and kind of write it out then. But that's just how I work. It'll be different for everybody. Let me know if you repurpose your content that way. I'm curious. And then don't forget the visuals. A lot of people are wary to use Instagram or create blog posts because they don't have a picture to go along with it, or they don't have a nice camera. They don't want to take a bunch of model pictures. But with Canva has saved my life. With Canva and Unsplash, you don't have to worry about that. That's really not an excuse, because it's so easy to create graphics that are visually appealing, but super, super easy to create. And Unsplash is great for stock photos if you're looking for really nice stock photos to use. So go ahead and schedule posts ahead of time using a content schedule like Hootsuite. That's what I recommend you use, because it's free up to 3 profiles. And they have a really good feature called a bulk uploader. So you can create a ton of posts inside an Excel sheet and upload it all at once and schedule them out for the month. It's really, really easy to use. So if you haven't signed up for a Hootsuite account, go ahead and do that. It's great. And a lot of people think that content schedulers or like software like that is just for marketers or for agencies, but seriously, it is so helpful for every business owner, especially when you are a left brain person and you don't enjoy creating content. This allows you to get it over with one day out of the month and just get it off your plate. All right, next step is to track and adjust. You want to have Google Analytics on your website. You need to be able to track what you post and adjust your strategy as it goes. Like we did with my Facebook group, we had a challenge the other week where I challenged them to put Google Analytics on their website. And then because it can be a little overwhelming for beginners, there's so many metrics and tabs to keep up with, just focus on one metric. Create a goal. How many, maybe it's you want this many page views on your services page this month, or you want 30 new newsletter signups this month. Just pick something where you can track it and keep an eye on it, see how your content is performing, where people are kind of dropping off, and adjust it throughout. I always tell people to set it and forget it, but don't set it and neglect it. You need to be engaging with your stuff. If you use a social media scheduler, you need to make sure you're keeping track of the engagement on those posts. I know that they're going out automatically, but you need to be commenting back. You need to be commenting on other people's posts. Just make sure you're still engaging. And of course, make sure all of your personal profiles and stuff are set to business, because there are a lot of hidden features and tracking data that goes along with each of those platforms. So a quick recap. Step 1, create a content strategy. So important and the biggest thing that people skip. Step 2, research. Then organize your thoughts, create and automate, and track and adjust. So, how does that help you? What are you thinking now? I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you think that's pretty simple to follow? How does this make you look at content marketing differently? I want to hear from you. And I'm gonna go get my water. So in the chats, let me know. And also let me know how you come up with your content ideas. I'm curious. And if all of this was taken care of, how would you feel? So close your eyes. Research is so overwhelming for me. Looking at tracking data makes me dizzy. Yeah, Melinda, it can be scary at first, but it gets easier over time. That's why you kind of have to, asking for help is great, and getting help kind of trying to translate everything is so, so beneficial, because this stuff is so important. And it's not, after a while, it becomes second nature. It's super easy. And I have a lot of tools and tricks that you can do to kind of simplify it to fit what you want to look at. So I want you to close your eyes. If you're in public, I don't care. Shut your eyes. Because we're going to do a little visualization. So imagine waking up and your inbox is flooded with messages like, okay, are you speaking directly to me? How can I learn more about your program? Customers are reaching out to you all the time because of your content. They feel like you're speaking directly to them. You know exactly what kind of content you're going to post that day. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, I don't know what to post. I'm just going to throw something up. I don't even care what it is. It's not going to be good quality. I just know I need to post something, which is totally not the right idea to do it. Or that you don't feel forced to write some long newsletter or blog posts and knowing it's just a gamble. You're just hoping that somebody will read it, but there's really no point to it, or you're not sure what the point is. There's a complete strategy in place, and marketing isn't a total question mark to you. That's kind of just, it's set in stone. You know what you're doing, and you don't have to question every move you make. And imagine your lead generation process was set to autopilot, so you don't have to chase people down and beg them to buy. Your content is just bringing in people that are your ideal customers 24/7. I mean, that would feel pretty good, right? I mean, that's the point I've gotten to, and it is so freeing. Now content is just, it's fun to me because I know that there's a purpose. I know I'm actually providing value to my customers. This is what they need. This is what they want. And it feels great not having to chase people down. It's great not having to justify yourself or feel salesy or feel icky and trying to convince people that I promise I have what you need, and instead you show them. So the solution, now for the promo, I am launching my 8-week wellness marketing accelerator program. And what I just told you, all of that visualization, this is the answer to all that. I have worked so hard on putting this together. Years of trying to document what works, what doesn't work, testing things out, working with clients. It is all in this program. This is what you can expect. So you'll be a founding member with lifetime benefits. This is the first time I'm ever launching this. This is the cure for what should I post today syndrome. You'll know when, where, and how to post for maximum traffic. And I will show you how to schedule 30 days of content in one day. And we'll do that together, step by step. I'll hook you up with the best bots, software, and automation tools so you can set and forget your content marketing. And I'll teach you how to engage prospective clients without sounding salesy. So I'll show you how to post content, create it, and then engage with the people that are engaging with that content. And then, of course, because so many people reach out to me and want to hire a cheap VA to take over their content marketing, and then they come back a few weeks later and complain that that VA just didn't know my voice. They didn't post what I wanted them to post. It was such a waste of money. I did so much more work than what it would have been if I had created the content myself. And it's just a huge time and money suck. I'm going to show you when you need to delegate, how to hire a virtual assistant, and how to show them exactly what to do with your content so that it sounds like you and they're doing what you need them to do. And then, of course, I'm going to show you how to connect your content with the rest of your sales funnel, because every part of your sales funnel, the content is going to be totally different. Your lead generation content, where you bring people in and introduce yourself to cold leads, is going to look totally different than your lead nurturing content. Once they're on your list, once they're in your group, once they're on your social media, what does that content look like? And then the closing content. What is that content going to look like? Because it is totally, totally different. So the way it's structured, this class is going to be every week you'll have a module dripped into your account. and you'll go through and watch the video lessons. Then we will have a live discussion within our private community, going over everything. You can ask me all your questions. I can give you feedback on what you're working on, whether it's a blog post or it's your content calendar, how it's connecting to your sales funnel, where you're posting it, your software issues. Because I do know marketing software, today has been a hot ass mess, but I promise I know my stuff. YouTube, still trying to figure that out. But I'll set you up with an accountability partner, someone else who's in the program who you can bounce ideas off, making sure you get your shit done and get it done right. And this will be your ride or die for the next 8 weeks so that you have somebody who's in your shoes and that can provide you with feedback. Because guys, when you are looking at a piece of content or you are thinking about your marketing 24/7 and you work from home like me, and you really don't have somebody there in person to give you feedback, you can drive yourself crazy. If you have ever felt like that, let me know in the comments, because I know it's kind of like when you get ready to go out at night. How many times do you look in the mirror and fix your hair and change your clothes? And finally, you're just like, screw it. I am not going out anymore. I am so sick of looking at myself. I just need to walk away. And then you send a picture to your friend. You're like, hey, is this cute? And they're like, yeah, looks awesome. You're like, okay, thank you. I can leave now. Like that, having somebody there that will give you their opinion and kind of help you edit things and make it, you just need a fresh pair of eyes. You need an accountability buddy. And it's so important that you find somebody that's going through the same thing as you and y'all are learning together and growing together. So you'll have this community of wellpreneurs just like you, and I will be there at every step with my expertise, feedback, and guidance. Here are some of the client results that I've gotten over the past couple years. It is, let me see if I can zoom in. Okay. I don't know if you can see. We had the highest sales day, including the day after the webinar, which is usually the highest day. This was a client that was launching a online course, and they have been on the online space for forever. I mean, this woman is like, she is a veteran when it comes to online education. And this is the highest sales day they had ever had after one email. Here's a campaign where they doubled sales. This is another big marketing business guru. They doubled their entire sales with one campaign that we worked on. Here's another client that broke the 10,000 mark on their masterclass. I helped her get to 10,000 in sales, with half of those sales coming in 2 days. And then this is another client. This day, 128, their sales were $648. The next day, after we worked together for 1 day, that's how much their sales grew. So this is the power of a legit strategy, legit content marketing. You know what you're doing. You're posting what you need to be posting. You're creating content that speaks directly to your client's needs, knows where they are in their buyer's journey. And you have a plan in place. So, since you stayed until the end and you have dealt with all my bullshit today, today has been full of technical difficulties. So I want to give you $100 off the Regular price is $679, but I want to give you $100 off. And you can also pay 4 payments of $180, but that also applies to the $100 off. So what is it? 579 divided by 4? I can't do that math. But yeah, if you use the code HELLYES at checkout, and I will link here, I'll send you all the link to sign up. When you sign up, all you have to do is at checkout, use that code. But it is only available until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. And then that goes away. It increases at 11 p.m. and since this is the first time we're doing this, this is the only round that it's going to be available at this price, because I am doubling that shit after this round, because I know how valuable this is. This is your chance, though, to become a founding member, to help me kind of meld and mold this course to be what you need it to be, so that future students they understand what they're going to get. You are going to help me shape this course to be exactly what you need it to be. This is never going to be a one-on-one kind of customized course. This is the only time we're doing all of this live. This will be more of an evergreen course in the future. So it's going to be so much more than just where you watch videos alone and then you do it on your own time and then you kind of have to keep up with it yourself. No, this is one-on-one marketing, coaching, training, strategizing. This is the real freaking deal. And there are only a few seats in the class because I want to keep it super small. I want to make sure we can kind of shift somewhere if we need to. I want to make sure that this helps you as much as possible. So Q&A time. Let's hear your questions. Really happy that y'all stuck with me this whole time. It has been a day. But I'm super stoked about this. This has been, the thing that people refer to all the time. Like when you do the thing, something you've been dreaming of completing, whether it's writing a book or opening a store, or this is my thing. I have worked so hard on this. It has been years of research, testing. It has been because everything changes, marketing changes so quickly and so often, but I've made sure that what's included in this course will never expire. Like, this knowledge will never not be a trend. It will never go out. It will always be relevant. This is just core stuff that you need in order to scale a business, to sell and scale your business without selling your soul, because that's the whole point. Because I know you're sick of feeling salesy and icky, and I know you're sick of chasing people down, but having content that sells for you eliminates that feeling, because it really can become the best salesperson on your team. And it feels freaking amazing. Melinda, I love creating the content. I wouldn't have to give that up. No. You would not have to give that up. I dread all the analytics and having to engage with people. No, you will not have to give that. We will definitely be creating content. You'll never get out of creating content. The whole, if you wanted to delegate it and hire somebody to, once it's time, if you want to delegate it to a virtual assistant at one point, I can show you how to relay that to somebody and how to hire somebody and train them to know your brand story. It's all about understanding your brand story, having a strategy in place for your content so that you don't feel like you're creating stuff just to create. Everything has a place, everything has a purpose, and you know that it's going to land. And then the analytics, that I'm just going to show you what you need to be looking at and how to correctly track things so that you don't have to go back and you don't have to constantly pump out new content. I'm going to show you how to track things so that you know where you need to kind of go back and update things and keep track of where your strategy is maybe falling off a little bit or where your customers it's not really clicking. So that's what the analytics part is about, and the engaging with people. It's going to make it so you don't have to spend so much time trying to engage, because going through and commenting on a bunch of random people's posts can be super time consuming. This is so that your engagement is more quality than quantity, and it shortens the sales cycle, if that makes sense. So yeah, any more questions? Let me know. I'm an open book. Let's hear them. If not, I am available on social media. You can message me on Instagram. You can send me an email. You can send me a message on Facebook or hit me up in the Facebook group. So yeah, let me know if you have any more questions. I'm so excited. This is gonna be so much fun. It'll be super beneficial for your business in the long term. This is stuff that they should be teaching in coaching schools and in med school if you're a health practitioner that wants to kind of move on to the online space, or you're a yoga teacher and you really want to grow your business and kind of branch out and increase your income. This is foundational. I mean, I just can't believe that these certification programs in schools aren't teaching this stuff. But all right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. It has been quite a day. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. I hope it didn't totally screw up your day. It is now 4 o'clock. So if you have any more questions, let me know. I'd love to help you out and explain some more things further. But yeah, hope you all have a great day. Thanks for sticking around, and I will talk to you later. Bye.